used when you're describing your job. I work in education. Maybe you're not specifically a teacher. Maybe you help to create a curriculum. Or maybe there's something complex that you don't want to explain. You might just say, I work in education. Cool. You can also talk about the company you work for. I work for Amazon. I work for Google. Especially if this is a well-known company, even if it's just well-known locally, this is a common expression you might use. Yeah, I work for Samsung. I work for Duke Power, which is the power plant in my city. If I said this to someone who lived in France, they would have no idea what I was talking about because this is a local business. But if I said that to someone locally, they would understand exactly. So it's all about the context here. What if you have your own business? What if you run your own business? You can use that expression, to run. For me, I run my own business. We could say, I run an online education business. That means I teach online, but it also means I'm the CEO, the boss. I wear all the hats. I run a business. So we could use this for many different situations as long as you are the entrepreneur, the one in charge of the business. I run a business. Before we get to our sample conversation, of course, we need to talk about some common job questions. This is essential for daily conversation, because usually these are the questions we use in small talk. That's why this topic is really important to know about. One of the most common small talk questions after you say, "Hey, my name's Sophia. Oh, nice to meet you," is, "What do you do?" The full expression for this is possibly, "What do you do for work?" But we often just say, "What do you do?" This doesn't mean I'm sitting here right now, talking to you. What are you doing right now? This means, what's your job? What do you do? So you might use one of those expressions we talked about earlier and say, "Oh, I work for Google. I work in marketing." Awesome. What do you do? Or what do you do for work? When you tell someone what you do, if they are a good conversationalist, they might ask more questions. You could ask this question too. What's that like? So you're asking about their experience. What's it like to be a nurse in the hospital these days? You might say, well, I like the doctor I work for, but it's been really intense lately and it's not my dream job. I really want to be a photographer for foster animals and help them find a new home. That's what I would love to do. I'd love to get into photography. Well, here you just answered the question, what's that like? With a lot of juicy details that can further the conversation more. So when you ask someone, what's that like? If they give you some details, don't miss that opportunity. You can pull any of those details and say, oh, you like foster animals. Have you ever had any foster animals? Oh, I have a dog too. And you can kind of snowball the conversation. This is a great way to get more information and learn about someone else. If you're talking with someone you already know, maybe you think you know what work they do, but you're not sure, or you haven't talked with them for a while. You might ask this question, where are you working these days? These days means now, but if you haven't seen someone for 5 years, maybe you knew what their previous job was, and you're trying to make small talk conversation again and get to know if something's changed in their life. So you could ask, where are you working these days? And they might say, oh yeah, actually I'm still working at Google. I've had the same job for the last 5 years. I feel really lucky that I didn't get laid off. So that's where I'm at. And let's say you're talking with someone and you know what job they have. Well, you could ask this question, how's work going? This is similar to asking, how's your family? Or, how was your vacation? This is just a common small talk question about someone's job. How's work going? And maybe they'll just say, oh, it's going fine. Okay, that's fine. But if they give you more information, they might say something like, oh, it's going okay. It was my side gig for a while and then I got hired full time, but I'm having a hard time finding a work or life balance. So I think I'm going to look for something in a different field soon. Oh, well, you just had a great conversation there, and you've got lots more information to be able to have more conversation with someone just from the simple question, how's work going? All right. Now it's time to see a sample conversation using all of these expressions, or many of these expressions that we just talked about. You'll see my husband Adam and me having a little chit-chat about our jobs. I hope that you recognize some of these expressions and questions that we talked about because, in a moment after the sample conversation, it will be your turn to use them and to have a conversation with me. Are you ready? Let's watch. Adam. Hey, Sophia. Where are you working these days? Sophia. Oh, hey, Adam. I run an online business so I can work from anywhere. It's pretty great. Adam. Wow. What's that like? Sophia. Well, I help students learn English and speak with confidence. It's my dream job, but I have to be careful to avoid burning out. Adam. Oh, that's awesome, but I understand. Sophia. What about you? Adam. Well, unfortunately, I just got laid off at the coffee shop when they closed, but I got a job working part-time at a hotel. Sophia. Oh man, that's a bummer. Have you ever worked in marketing? I'm looking for someone to help if you want a side gig, behind the scenes. Adam. That'd be great. Tell me more about it. Sophia. I wonder if Adam will get the job in marketing, working for Sophia. All right, now it is your turn. What I want to tell you is, I will be asking you some questions and having a little conversation, but I recommend going back and reviewing this. You're welcome to pause the video and answer longer if you would like. This is a great chance to have kind of a structured, no-pressure conversation in English. All right, are you ready to get started? Let's imagine we're at a gathering, and the host said, "Oh, Sophia, this is your name." And we get introduced to each other, and then the host leaves. Here we need to have some small talk. So I ask you, tell me, what do you do? And now it's your turn to talk. Go ahead. And what's that like? Do you enjoy your work? Oh, me. Oh, I run an online English business where I teach English online to students around the world. It's really my dream job. I feel pretty lucky. Well, good luck with your work. I'm so glad to meet you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. How did you do? Did you have a chance to speak out loud and practice with me? Feel free to go back and review that last segment or this whole video as many times as you would like to boost your confidence. Because when you have small talk in English, you will absolutely encounter this conversation topic. So how did you do? Do you feel more empowered to talk about your city, your weekend plans, and much more? I hope so. Never forget what you've learned, and thank you so much for learning English with me. I will see you again next day for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye.